Creative Chrissy here. I'm trying a new thing on my YouTube. Haven't been on it in a while. So this is Cooking with Chrissy. So today I am making pickles. And I tried using my KitchenAid. The little slicer part. It came in with all these. But it made them way too wafer thin. So I'm resorting to using my mandolin. What is a mandolin slicer, you ask? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but this little handy dandy little guillotine. So it does a much better job. They're still uniform, but the ones that the KitchenAid did, wow, wait till you see this hot mess. So I don't know if I was pushing it in too fast or what, but it was completely uneven. So that's going to be my lunch for later. And this is going to be the chicken's lunch for later. Because I just like to cut the ends off both sides of the cucumbers. And then I used Mrs. Wages. But I'm making the dill ones right now. So I've got the brine cooking on the stove, just keeping it nice and hot. I'm waiting for my big water canner to heat up. It just takes a while because of all the water in there. And because I'm starting out the season, I checked with Google, of course, and I put about a cup of vinegar in there too to get any deposits so they don't get stuck on the cans. So I got my jars sterilizing in the oven. That is 200 for 20 minutes, but I'm just leaving them on so the jars stay hot until they're ready to go. So I'm going to start a little pan of water right now to put the lids in. It just needs, you don't really need to boil it or anything. Like maybe a simmer. I guess it's just to get the sealer part of the jar to start getting softish. I don't know. If you all know, you can tell me. So, I'm going to continue slicing away with my lovely mandolin. There we go. So I start holding it by hand first, and then when it gets up a little higher, lower rather, then I'll use the thing that comes with it. So once I get all these sliced, then I am going to, hopefully the water will be boiling by then, I will do the canning, which would be once you put the cans in and the water comes back to a boil, it'll be 15 minutes for quarts, and I think it was 10 minutes for pints. As you can see, it slices really fast. So what you do, because I'm not going to bore you with showing you how to do that part, unless you really want to see it. You fill the jars with all the cucumbers, and you pack them in pretty tight. Then you ladle the hot brine in the jars with the pickles, which I will show you after I get it all done. And then cap it, stick it in the can. Alright, so we're going to pack the pickles. So I bought this at a restaurant supply store, which I'm very happy I did. It helps get the air bubbles out, and it tells you headspace for the jars. And you go like that, and that tells you got the right headspace. So I need a 1/2-inch headspace for these, and that is right there. So they can touch the bottom. Which you can go by the rings too. So this is about right here. That's hot. That's 1/2 inch. And that can was hot. So, you see these are little off, so I'm going to stick them in there. So we're just going to, pretty much you just fill your jars with the pickles, well, with the cucumbers. You kind of pack them down a little bit. And yes, my hands are clean. I think I'm going to get a little more than I thought I was going to get out of this. Like I said, you'll use that to get the air bubbles out later. So we just keep packing them in there until they're up at the top, right here, 1/2 inch. Believe me, these are going to shrink a little. So, I think I would say that's a good 1/2 inch. So I'm going to set that one aside over there and get another jar. Alright, I won't bore you with all the filling of the jars, so I'll just pause it. But I'm just going to continue to fill these jars, and we'll put the brine in. So, I got 2 so far. I'm probably going to get 4 out of all this. So, you pretty much, grab my camera. Highly recommend these if you're going to start canning. It makes it so much easier. You just, whoops, making a mess. You just fill it up. For each one till you get to the 1/2 inch space. That's it. And if you don't have enough, it says that you can combine some more hot water and some vinegar to make up for what you don't have enough of. So if I don't have enough, then I'd probably just go ahead and make the sweet pickles. But I'm going to make them a little different. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes in it for the bread and butter pickles, because I think that'll be yummy. So pretty much that's what you do. Half-inch head space. Yep, perfect. And then you just go kind of squish sideways like this. And that's just to get the air bubbles out. So there you go. Then I'm going to throw them in the canner now that it's finally boiling. And it does take quite a while to get that canner going. And then 15 minutes, shut it off, let them sit for 5, take the top off, and voila! You let the pickles sit for 24 hours in a draft-free place, and then you check them to see if they sealed. If they didn't, you can still eat them. You put them in the refrigerator. Alright, well thank you for joining me with Cooking with Chrissy. Please like and subscribe.